Coming up next, it's the Flintstones, followed by Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? On Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Followed by The Jetsons on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's The Jetsons, followed by Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Rocky and Bullwinkle Show on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Small World, followed by Looney Tunes on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Looney Tunes, followed by Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Cartoon Theater, followed by the new Scooby-Doo movies on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the new Scooby movies, followed by Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? On Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Followed by A Pup Named Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Johnny Bravo, followed by Cow and Chicken on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Cow and Chicken, followed by Ed, Edd and Eddy on Cartoon Network. Up next, it's Ed, Edd and Eddy, followed by the Powerpuff Girls on Cartoon Network. Up next, it's the Powerpuff Girls, followed by Dexter's Laboratory on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Dexter's Laboratory, followed by Courage the Cowardly Dog on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Courage the Cowardly Dog, followed by Time Squad on Cartoon Network. Up next, it's Time Squad, followed by Grim and Evil on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Grim and Evil, followed by Justice League on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Justice League, followed by Batman, the animated series on Cartoon Network. Up next, it's Batman, the animated series, followed by Toonheads on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Toonheads, followed by the Tex Avery Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Tex Avery Show, followed by the Chuck Jones Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Chuck Jones Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Sheep in the Big City, right here on Cartoon Network.